How to use screen time for iPhone. For a while, iPhone has had screen time settings that have remained mostly unchanged. A lot of people still haven't made use of them. So let's talk about screen time for iPhone and see, is there any use case for you? To get to screen time, we're going to open the settings app, go down to screen time. Here we are. Has a report. These are generally showing you how much time you spent on your device. You can click on see more for more detailed information. And I have another video that goes a little bit more into those reports. Downtime is usually a set period of time. And when you're in downtime mode, the idea is most of your apps are not accessible by default. You don't get notifications from them. They're dimmed on your screen. They're just not that accessible. In fact, most of the ones that you will have access to when you're in downtime mode, if you choose to use it, are here and always allowed. The idea behind downtime is that you will have fewer distractions maybe while you're going to bed or getting up in the morning or in the middle of the night, so that you'll be less tempted to use your phone in depth during those times. App limits. App limits are intended for your normal day-to-day use, but when you have an app that you don't want to spend too much time in. You'd like to be notified when you're running out of time on that particular app. You'll be notified 5 minutes before the end of your set time. This is not hard and fast. You can still get into the apps. There are ways around it. But if you want to make it a little bit more difficult to use an app, you could try app limits. I have a video that goes more in depth on that too. Screen distance is a setting to reduce your eye strain. It's going to alert you if you're keeping your eyes too close to the screen. Heads up, it's not a small alert. It will completely block off the screen and not let you use it until you move further away. Setting communication limits. Communication limits are ways to limit who you can talk to during particular times. If you set up people for downtime, it means you can only contact specific people during downtime. Maybe you do that instead of having the app limited during your downtime. Or you might limit them during your normal screen time. However you set it, it's up to you. It has been buggy in the past, and I'm not sure how many of those they've resolved. Communication safety. This is primarily intended for, say, setting up on your children's phone, but you could also turn it on for yourself. It tries to detect nude photos or videos and give you the option to not see them. If you've been getting unsolicited dick pics, you might also choose to turn this on. You can learn more about communication safety, how it works, and what the options are. If the person in question says, yes, I want to go ahead and see this, they say it's your choice, but make sure you feel safe. And you have the option to message a grown-up, including a grown-up that might not be your parent. This is a sensitive topic, and it's hard to know what the right place is, allowing them to grow up slowly but with support. Obviously, only you can make those choices for your household. Other content and privacy restrictions. These are so you can make more refined choices on your content. For example, you may choose to not allow explicit books, things like that. I would primarily look into these if you are looking at it for a child. If you're somebody who is having issues with content restriction for yourself, I have it on good authority that some of these may not be strict enough for really serious digital addictions. But by all means, if you think it would help you, why not give it a try? Locking screen time settings. This is in case you maybe don't completely trust yourself to make the choices you would like to make, or if you have a child's phone and you want them to be able to hand it to any grown-up who knows the code and give them additional time. This is for I've gone over my app limit, or if I want to change my screen time settings, you could require a passcode. If you're using it for yourself, you may choose to put in a code to just give you a little bit more time to make a different choice about how you're spending your time on your phone. Or you might choose to give that code to another member of your household so that you need another person to say, hey, yeah, this is a good idea. Ultimately, it's going to be up to you. But if you do know the code and you're setting it up for yourself, you might be running the risk of just setting up the habit of entering the code all the time. Share across devices. If you turn this on, it will sync your settings across different devices. So if you want the same settings on all of the devices that your iCloud account is on, I would turn this on. That way you only have to set it up one place and it works everywhere. And then there's no cheating by looking at TikTok on your iPad instead, right? You will need to have it turned on all of the devices that you intend to have share settings. And if you don't want to deal with screen time at all, you can turn it off. Turn off app and website activity. Turn this off, it'll stop reporting, it'll drop your reports. It'll just not exist as far as your phone's concerned. At least that's the intention. And if you would like to turn it back on, you tap on app and website activity and turn it back on right here. And now it looks like it did before, but without my reports. And that's Screen Time for iPhone. If you'd like a deeper dive on app limits or downtime or on reading those reports, check out my other related videos. Do you use Screen Time? Have you found it useful? Let me know in the comments.